Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Mogbe in Lagos. All right, before Austin Okonagban joins me from Paris, I'll just take a look at what we are expecting tonight on the program. Obviously, we're going to be starting with the Olympic Games. It's day 13, and Nigeria is still waiting for just one medal of any color at all. We will take it. Long jump was one of the prospects. We expected something from there. 3 women for the first time qualifying for the final of an event, and none could make it to the podium. Ese Brome finished 5th and the long jump event. Also on the program, we'll be taking a look at Team Nigeria's performance overall, how they fared so far. I think we just have one event left at Tobiloba Amuson that will be competing. Yeah, 2. There's Taekwondo, and of course, there's also Tobiloba Amuson competing in the hurdles semi-final and final of the event. Yes, there's still hope for Nigeria in that. And of course, the 200 meters, it was a blow for everyone. No one expected Botswana to win its very first Olympic medal. And what a way to do it. First African nation to actually win the 200 meters gold. Noah Lyles, the favorite, had to leave, will be leaving Paris with a bronze medal. Yes, according to the story from Paris, is the fact that he tested positive to COVID on Tuesday. That's the reason he was wearing a mask when he actually entered the field. Also, yes, we'll take a look at sport development, and today we'll touch down on Nasarawa State. What are they doing to develop sports? So many competitions they want to unveil to ensure that, yes, they can build from home. Yes, we'll be talking to some of our athletes who are competing in Paris, their experience at the Games and what they will do going forward, especially the teenage swimmer, the 16-year-old girl who started swimming at the age of 8. And the father had to be the one to actually encourage her through what? Ice cream. You know what that means. Austin, you ready to join us now on the program?
Sporty greetings to you, Cecilia. Good to be on the show. So much going on in our world of sports. Day 13, I was still waiting for Team Nigeria to win a medal at the Paris 2024 Olympics. What a story, Cecilia. I was super duper confident this morning when I was speaking on Morning Brief. I said, look, we've got 3 finalists in the long jump event. We can win something, but it didn't just happen for Ese Brume, Rutusoro, and Prestina Ochonogo. So the wait continued. Where will Nigeria's first medal at this Olympics come from? Cecilia, do you know?
I have no idea. So let's get into the business of the Olympics proper. So let's start off with the long jump women. I mean, Austin, you just mentioned that when you were talking on the morning brief today, you were expectant. All of us actually were expectant because Ese Brume, the last Olympics, she won a bronze medal. We're thinking, no matter what, we have 3 ladies in there, and of course, maybe just one of them will pick up a medal. But Ese Brume finished 5th, Ruth Usoro 10th, and of course, Prestina Ochonogo, 18-year-old, first appearance at the Olympics. Yeah, it's also first appearance for Ruth Usoro. I mean, the last Olympics in Tokyo, she couldn't compete. You know what happened? AFN and all of them, the doping issue and everything, not the whereabouts test that they couldn't do. But this time around, she came her first Olympic appearance, finishing 10th. And Ese Brume, you know, we've been asking questions like there's something in Paris. I don't really know how to explain it. Maybe, Austin, you're closer there. You've spoken with some of the athletes, administrators are there. Is there so much pressure on these athletes? Because we saw the D-Tigers last night, you know, not starting so well, but I don't know what coach told them. You see, they came out, you know, firing from all cylinders, especially in that final quarter. But what do you think is actually happening to our athletes? 4 by 100 meters earlier today, both men and women, the women finishing 6th, the men 7th.
Cecilia, it's pretty tough, you know, because I've been trying to understand the situation, but I don't think these athletes are under pressure. They are professionals. They've been through this, you know. But yes, this is the biggest stage, and when these sort of things happen, the first question we ask is, we need to drop. Why are we expecting so much? What level of preparation did we get? You listened to Chioma Oyekwere the other night on the show. You listened to what Olaito Olare also talked about. So there's still so much more we need to do as a country, you know, to compete at this big stage. Am I gutted what happened with the long jump finalists? Yes, but it is what it is. It happens, you know. I spoke to to Victoria Orogu. She's the younger sister of Christine. Yeah. She's attending her first Olympics. And she told me that, look, that she has also received a baptism of fire. That this is the largest stage, it's the biggest, where everybody just wants to come here, and do something different. So it's pretty tough for our athletes to, compete and win medals. But then we know the problems. We always talk about it, that look, you will reap what you sow, So until this, and maybe Odunayo Adekuroye's loss today also, I don't think I've really expected so much. I've just been saying, let's compete and see what we can get out of it. Udodi made it to the semi-finals in the 200. I celebrated it because since Divine Odudu did it, we have not reached, the semis in the 200 meters. I celebrated Favor of Philly, reaching the finals of the 200 meters. I also celebrated Samuel Ogazi, for breaking that jinx that we've been keeping since the days of Innocent Egunike. So there are positives, but right after the Olympics, how we turn those positives into long-lasting solution for our sports and the challenges that we suffer is what matters. But Cecilia, It is what it is. We're still waiting for Godot. Maybe Toby Amusan will just take us out of this weight.
All right. You know what? Let's take a look at the breakdown of Team Nigeria's performance so far at the Olympics. Obviously, we're starting with the badminton event. I mean, what has been happening to Team Nigeria at this year's Olympics? Badminton, you have Onolapo Okpeyori. He was eliminated in the group phase of the event. Then you come to basketball. Yes, they left in the quarterfinals, but not without putting up a very, very good fight for the D Tigress, having to lose to USA by 14 points. Remember the last time they faced USA in February during the Olympic qualifiers, it was 146. Nigeria lost by 54 points. Yes, we didn't have a full complement of the players at that time. The coach, Rena, was just appointed at that time. Also, the likes of Ezine were not there. It was just trying to build from what happened after not going to the World Cup. But these girls fought gallantly. They lost to USA by 14 points in the quarterfinals. I believe maybe we'll just say they're one of the best performances so far, but we're still waiting for more sports to go. But maybe so far, the Tigers happens to be the team that have performed so far at the Olympics. Yes, the Super Falcons of Nigeria and that group that they were in with Spain, Brazil, and Japan, they were eliminated at the group stage. They were eliminated at the group stage, not winning a game and just scoring one goal. That was Jennifer Echejide who scored that goal for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. We'll move over to table tennis. All 4 Team Nigeria table tennis players left in the round of 16. They were just coming in, playing one game, and then it was all gone. That was what happened in table tennis. We've never had something like that before. Austin, I mean, we're running through Nigeria's performance so far. We'll move over to other sports also. Let's talk about weightlifting right now. Rafiatu Lawal, she finished 5th in the women's 59 kg weightlifting. And you come to boxing, Olaito Olare, he was eliminated in the round of 16 men's 92 kg. And the reason for that was we had one boxer. One could have traveled before the Olympics. Something happened, he was ill. And the other one, just before the competition started, she tested positive for a dope test. Adaku Nwandu, the 16-year-old girl, swimming for Nigeria in the 50 meters freestyle swimming event, she was also eliminated. Then you come to canoeing, Ayomide Bello and Beauty Otuedo finishing 6th in the women's canoe singles at 200 meters. That's in canoeing. Now we'll talk about other sports. Wrestling, this was also where we thought we can actually get a medal, but Odunayo Adekuroye, earlier today, she lost in the quarterfinals in the women's 57 kg, and she was really disrupted after that loss. And Blessing Oborodudu also, she lost in the women's 63 kg, and the feelers we got was that she was actually injured while wrestling. When she was wrestling. Athletics, of course, yes, this was where we're thinking maybe just 1 or 2 medals will come from here, but we're still waiting, none yet. Chukwuebuka Enekweche finished 6th in the men's shot put final. He got to the final, and Favor Ofili, she finished 6th in the women's 200 meters final. So that's athletics for you. Ashley Anumba. She was one of the ladies who competed at the discus event. Of course, she did not make the final. Same thing happened to Chioma Onyekwere. Also, she also did not make the final. Now, of course, Obiagere Amechi, same thing happened. She did not make the final. So 3 women competed in discus. They couldn't make it to the final. And now you come to, well, the relay. Yes, this was also where we thought something would happen. But in the mixed relay, I mean, it was shocking for everyone when we saw the result. Nigeria did not reach the final. We finished 4th in the mixed 4x400 meters relay. Now, still staying with athletics, Temitope Additional finished 19th in the women's high jump qualification. Her coach wasn't with her over there in Paris. So, Edosa Ibadan, he also got out of the 800 meters men. He couldn't get anywhere. Let's move over to the 4x100 meters relay team. Of course, for the men, they finished 7th. And of course, for the women, they finished 6th. Well, I said the good news is, yes, there's something positive here. I mean, it was a season best for the women, and of course the men. They also ran a season best for the men, and for the women it was a national record, having that race that they were in. Yes, still sticking with athletics, Udodi Owuzurike finished 7th in the men's 200 meters semi-finals, and Ella Ononju Vevo finished 6th in the women's 400 meters semi-finals. It's a whole lot. Yes, Ezekiel Nathaniel finished 5th in the men's 400 meters hurdles heats. Couldn't make it to the final. I mean, Austin, we've seen the way our athletes actually perform at this Olympic Games. We've seen better performances, especially in Tokyo. We got 2 medals, but maybe there's still room for us to win more medals. We can't tell. But for now, overall, our performance, what do you think? Because I know you're with the athletes daily, you're talking with some of them and everything. I ask you this question, if there's something going on, you really can't tell me what's going on. But I think maybe the athletes, how are they feeling, after all these, well, will I say, not too good performance coming from all of them? With the hype that we went into the Olympics, because the sports minister keeps saying that his target was to surpass what we did in Atlanta 1996. We've not even been able to surpass what happened in Tokyo. We're talking about Atlanta 96.
Told us then, Cecilia, I said, everyone calm down. Let's be careful with the way we are putting targets on this Olympics, because I know for sure that we didn't give it the sort of preparation that we should be giving it, And truly, I see positives. I don't know how to say this for people to believe me. How old is Olaiton Laure? It's about 24, 25. He's got a lot that he can, if he even needs to wait for the next Olympics, he'll just be 28 before he goes pro. Nwandu, the swimmer, she's just 16 years old. 16. And she's ranked 32 in her event. That's positive. We always just want to win so that some people will use it to play the propaganda game. But look at the positive. Favor Philly is 22, and she made it to the 200 meters final. That's positive. If people were supposed to do their bit, just allow her to go compete in the 100 meters, she would have learned valuable lessons that she would have used in the 200 meters. So when I say administration is still the problem, I know what I'm talking about. Table tennis, what level of preparation did they get? These guys have been saying it over and over and over again. Is it because you took them to Saarbrücken for 2 weeks and that's enough for them to go impress? Or you think because they conquer Africa, it's enough for them to now come and conquer the world? The best of the best are here. Look at Anu Oluwapo Opeyori. He's been dominating badminton in Africa since 2019. But look at the first baptism of fire he got when he went against Kwenzi. Kwenzi is a top player. And then he went on against Li Xicheng of China. Li Xicheng is ranked 6th in the world. How are you going to play that sort of guy and you expect him to beat him? Yes, surprises happen in our world of sport, but it is what it is. What level of surprise would have happened with the D-Tigers beating the United States team? What level of investment have we put into basketball in Nigeria? These are the issues. Don't just wait to come to a global event and think that you come here and then you just start flying. Look at the discus girls. I love the fact that they dominated the African Games. Ashley Anumba is the current African champion. Chioma Oyekwere is the Commonwealth Games champion. But at this stage, so much comes into it. And if you go back to listen to what Chioma told me, you can tell that there's still a lot of work to be done. So, Cecilia, these guys, they are taking it with their heads up. And that's what it should be. Learn from the experience and then go again.
Learn from experience and go again. That's the key. Now, talking about the D Tigress, yes, the game against United States, not everyone gave them a chance. We're talking about how many points they will lose. But somehow these girls surprise everyone, Austin. As you mentioned, the glory and the hype would definitely go to them. I know some people are talking about the sports minister went there to, kind of have a meeting with them. I don't think that really actually had anything to do with their success so far, because we saw what they did against Australia, the way they started. We saw what they did against Canada. There was already a momentum that was building up. I felt that just maybe that meeting that they had with him may kind of put more pressure on the girls going into the game against USA, because the first quarter wasn't inspiring, but they started picking up in the third quarter, but it was like a little too late. I believe they had come up with that fire that they had in that fourth quarter. That was how they started the game. Maybe they would have won, or just maybe they would have lost by maybe 2 or 3 points, or even take the game into overtime. But Team USA, yes, give it to them. 58-game winning streak at the Olympics, 7 times defending champion. They will be facing Australia in the semi-finals on Friday. So we know what these girls are coming with. When you have Chelsea, Great Britain, you just saw her there. I mean, there's so many. I will say these girls are top-notch players in the world. But what the D-Tigress did last night, I mean, this is really commendable. Being able to go toe-to-toe with the USA. If you check on from the first quarter to the final quarter, the margin was very, very close. And the final quarter, of course, you saw how we dominated that and also won that final quarter.
Yes, Cecilia, I was right there at the arena, Bessie, in Paris to watch the girls. I said to myself that if they make it to the make it out of that group, I will go watch them. And I'm glad I was right there at the arena. And what show of basketball did they put? They were fantastic. They showed that they could fight, The United States team, they were frustrated. I sat down with American supporters and they gave me a very firm, long handshake to confirm their frustration, because the D-Tigress did push them in the fourth quarter. And just imagine, today I spent time with Mojana too and Adebola, and they said they are still beating themselves that if they had performed the way they did in the fourth quarter, in the third quarter, it would have changed the game.
It would have.
But let's also give it to the United States. In basketball, size matters. They are huge. They are tall, and they were making good use of the rebounds. There was a time I was looking at Brittany and Promise side by side, and you see Promise right there, but the D-Tigress showed that, look, we can actually be the David in this context, They did well. They did so well. I'm so proud of them. And for what they have done, we should continue to celebrate these ladies. Cecilia, I said it on the morning show that the men should be humble and ask the women, how are you managing success? Someone cannot now come here and tell me because they lost to the USA and they didn't win a medal at the Olympics that they didn't do well. This is a win. The world is celebrating the D-Tigress. We must join the world to celebrate them also. Obviously,
we'll celebrate them. Yeah, let's listen to one of the players you spoke to in Paris there, Musa Mujanatu, one of the homegrown talents we have in the squad.
Peter, we're part of that history, and it's something we keep remember, like in the rest of our life, that we were there and we saw, we conquered, and so we're happy. We respect them, and we needed them to respect us too. That's why we play tough. The size does not really matter in basketball. It's the heart, but sometimes when you're good, you're good. So I would just give it to them. They're good. We do what we can do, but they've been there playing experience for a long time, and the rest we try to put 1 or 2 together and we're trying to compete with them. It's a big challenge for us. We wish we played them the way we played them in the first quarter and ended it like that. The one that beat them up is 14 points, I guess. 14 points. Maybe it will be lesser, 5-4. Then they'll know that, yes, we play Nigeria. Even with the 14 points, they know that, yes, they played us. I'm proud we made history. We came, we played. Like they said, Nigeria have not won any game for like 20 years now, I think. We won 2 games. nobody have been to the quarterfinal. We're in the quarterfinal, and we're super proud of ourselves. Yeah, we just need to keep working and make sure we do what we want. You want to play basketball, you need to be focused and go for it. Yeah, I think with that it will help a lot because I started from Nigeria and I moved from Nigeria to the national team. So anybody can do it if you really want to play basketball.
Welcome back. Bolu Omoni will be joining us now. Bolu, we've been reviewing, just taking a look at Team Nigeria's performance so far. I mean, I know we still have some events. We still have wrestling. We still have a weightlifting. We still have taekwondo. And, of course, track and field is still there. What's your view in all of this? Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, Cecilia. Good to see you again after a very long time. The truth is, the story of, well, positives like Austin Riley said, and maybe one or two not so good stories coming out from the camp. But overall, you have to look at what Austin said in preparation, how prepared I would be. Let me look at lots of the positives. Talk about the data test. Me and most Nigerians did not give them a chance to win a single game. In fact, my hope for data test qualifying was if they lose the 3 games, if they don't lose too much, they can qualify as best third. But they beat the world number 3, beat the world number 5. And against USA, like Maja Naturally said, they still put up a good fight, winning the fourth quarter by 14 points. Moving on to different events, the 16-year-old girls you talked about, the swimmer, we are growing into the competition. Yes, there are a few disappointments, especially in the athletics, and as we say every time, the administrative part. Talk about the cycling, talk about the AFN and everything. But aside that, it just shows we have talent. We can compete. If we prepare well, if we prepare harder, we are ruling Africa without any doubt. Can we do that at the world stages? Yes, we can. If you put in the shift. We've seen that we have talent. Many events I didn't even expect Nigerians to compete. Look at high jump, for example. 3 ladies qualified for the final of high jump. If we prepare harder, these girls can definitely be pushed. Hopefully, we get to compete more. We still have a few attempts to go. I was disappointed in the likes of maybe Odun Adeku. I expected her to go further. Someone like Blessing Obrududu wants to the last I expected further. But overall, we have talent. We can still do more. Hopefully, the ones remaining, especially the world record holder talked about Global Motion, we may end up getting something. I just hope we win at least 1 or 2 medals from this Paris 2024.
All right, quickly, if we can have time, touch down on the Super Falcons. Overall, Super Falcons' performance, they also left at the group stage. I mean, when you made the group stage, they did not win a single game, scoring just 1 goal, conceding 5 goals. And, of course, and the coach went out to say that we aren't playing teams like, teams in Africa, usually at the world stage. But, hey, Super Falcons' performance, were you surprised by that too?
Well, it's a two-way thing. First off, that was one of the disappointments. But in reality, most of us didn't expect them to even draw a single game in that group because they played teams that were way, way, way better than the Super Falcons. When the opening match, they had chances to have won that game against Brazil. That was the best Super Falcons performance I've seen under Randy Waldrum. They played so well, but missed lots of chances. Against the world champion Spain, they also had a few chances to have won that game as well, especially if the captain Ajibade was culprit in that one. Against Japan, first 10 minutes, they lost focus, and after that, they balanced well as well. In terms of performance, they performed well, but in football generally, what happens at the end that matters. They didn't win those games, but so it shows there's light at the end of the tunnel. There are a few glimpses you can say, oh, these girls, there's talent. They're talking about the Guinea as well, who had the chances in the tournament, talking about the captain Rashida Tajibada, and of course, it could be many of the Super Falcons and Deborah Abiodun. There is hope, there's future for the team. Will it be Randy Waldrum? I don't think so. But whatever happens to Randy, whether it continues or not, whatever happens to Super Falcons, we need to keep the crop of the young talent in this squad. We need to infuse the likes of Gift Monday. We need to infuse the likes of Uche Nakano to play more. I think the Super Falcons have a bright future as well. In terms of performance, we thought they could have done more because of how they performed. But believe me, that before this competition, I don't think anybody gave the Super Falcons any chance to progress. Now that they did progress, as Nigerians, we're also complaining.
Yeah, I remember Austin was one of those that said the group that both girls are in, both the basketball team and the football team, was something that is kind of, I use the word evil, or I can't remember the word he used at that time. But Austin, for the Falcons, I mean, just a quick one before we listen to Adaku. What's your take on them overall?
Yeah, I said the same thing. My summary with the Falcons was, if you create chances, you must take them, particularly at this sort of competition. I thought they had enough chance to kill the game against Brazil. Even in the second game, they created some chances and didn't take it. those things will come back to haunt you, particularly when you are the underdog, that sort of opportunity, you must just take it. Were there positives? Yes, I think so. We're back to the Olympics. Now, everybody will forget that we've not been at the Olympics forever. But when we are back, you see, that's the problem with just focusing on winning. We've not been qualifying. It was a big problem. Now we've qualified and we're in a very difficult group and we couldn't advance and people will just forget that we qualified. So with the Super Falcons, the NFF needs to come out now and let us know, is Randy Waldron still going to be part of this team? What's next for the ladies? Find a way to keep it going, because whether you win or you lose, you must find a way to keep it going. And that's what the Super Falcons is still here, yeah.
Obviously, that's what they want. The African Games is next year in Morocco. I hope they are doing something about the coaching, if it's going to continue or not, because Rwanda is just 1 year extension. Okay, all right, let's listen to Adaku Nwandu, 16-year-old girl who represented Nigeria at the swimming event, a 50 meters freestyle event.
So it's every athlete's dream to represent their country at the Olympics, and being able to do it at such a young age is definitely crazy and also very exciting. It's not every day that you see a 16-year-old or even a teen at the Olympics, so being able to just be here and taking the experience is just amazing. For me, I feel like normally I do not do that well with pressure, but today, after walking out and seeing the crowd, it actually didn't faze me that much, because I know I have prepared myself for this and I know what I'm here to do. So I tried to just focus on myself and do the best I can. So after this experience, I feel like looking at Los Angeles 2028, I feel like I can definitely do a lot better. And for now, I'm just going to continue my routine, I guess, to continue training. And because for swimming, we have world champs once every year. So for now, I'll just be preparing for that. When I was 8 years old, I was competing for a school team, but then I wasn't that good of a swimmer, so I didn't do that well. And since then, me and my dad, I wanted to do better personally, and me and my dad made up a deal that if I go to swimming practice and focus on that, he would buy me ice cream once every week. And since then, that just launched my swimming journey, and I will forever be grateful.
Yeah, that's what ice cream did to an 8-year-old girl whose dream was to become a better swimmer. And of course, right now she's at the Olympics, her very first Olympics at the age of 16. How great is this, Bolu? Austin?
But picking it from what Austin said earlier, the truth is a 16-year-old at the Olympics. One thing is certain, I think she still has about 5 Olympic Games to go. She's 16. Olympics is 20 years, it means she can still compete at 36. We know how old Martha is. The truth is that journey is just incredible. At 16, I was just finishing my WAEC, and look at the 16-year-old.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, very, very sure. And many people are there criticizing we didn't win. For a story of Adaku, it's not all about winning. It's showing forth. There are hundreds and thousands, if not millions, of swimmers out there in the world, and she's among the select to compete at the Olympic Games. I think that story is something that we need to bring back home and tell young girls, look at what the young girl is and we can achieve it. For Adaku, winning or not wasn't the goal for me. The fact that she's there to compete is a beautiful story enough. And there's even a good story to back it up. Ice cream story means everyone can achieve something if there's something that pushes you. For her, it was the ice cream. Now she's at the Olympic Games. Hopefully she doesn't give up. No win. Hopefully by next in America, next Olympics, she'll get to maybe go further, if not win the medal.
Yeah, there's more at Los Angeles Games. Austin, I mean, you're the one who spoke with her, especially when she talked about the fact that, they reached out to her to compete for Nigeria. Her time was even the best of all the athletes they were thinking to pick. Just maybe if we had done a national trials or something, because I don't know what Aquatic Federation is really doing to really bring in more swimmers. We've seen schools in Lagos across Nigeria having different events. And then you're having just one swimmer or two? One going to the Olympics.
We actually had two. There was also a male swimmer. I caught up with the president of the Aquatic Federation, Chinoya Liu, and that was the question I asked her. And the problem is, facilities. You know, Adaku is based in Singapore with her parents, but the good thing is she loves Nigeria. She wants to compete for Nigeria. She was at the last National Sports Festival.
Yes.
And then that was where we saw her quality, you know. And look, that's what I'm saying about catching them young. And that was why I went to the athletes village to look for her. At 8, Daddy said, oh, if you do this, I'll buy you ice cream. 8 years after Cecilia Bolu, she's competing at the Olympics. And she's just 16. That's just one of the benefits of catching them young, you know. So the federation president told me that, look, with Adaku's story, they are now gingered, that they will talk to the ministry and see ways that they will get more facilities. They will start projects in the riverine areas. I've read these things over and over again. I just hope that this time they'll put words into action, and so that we can have more Adakus, you know. And I love her story so much, and she's so confident that she'll make it to Los Angeles 2028. So I was at the athletes village and I was really busy. One area that I was also expecting us to win medals was in discus, because we had 3 fantastic ladies competing in discus: Chioma Onyekwere, Ashley Anumba, and of course Obiagere Amechi. And it didn't just go the way we expected. But Anumba said, look, Austin, just competing at the Olympics is a win. Let's listen to her.
I mean, it's more in line with my average performance. So, I mean, unfortunately, no PRs, but something that I can still be proud of. Every big competition like this, there's pressure. It's the Olympics. So somebody that says there's no pressure, I think they're lying. But once we exited the call room into the stadium, my blood was shaking because of how many, like the amount of people that were just screaming and shouting and just stomping their feet. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. I believe only 2 countries had 3 representatives. So even just seeing that, it means that the throws in Nigeria is really improving. It's historic, and I hope that this can continue for the next few years. Definitely not everything that I wanted. Of course, you wish that your coach, your personal coach, is there with you for every meet. And given that this is the biggest meet of my life, it would have been nice if he was present. But unfortunately, that was not possible. So.
So there you go. Another problem was highlighted. Coach wasn't available. You know, so this is a part of the things that we're talking about. I just hope that the ministry, they're actually watching and listening.
I hope they are. Now, another aspect we're going to talk about is boxing. What really happened to Cynthia is a whole lot. But the coach has been talking about that incident, talking about Coach Adura Olaleyin, talking about what really happened to Cynthia and why she could not compete at the Olympics. And, of course, the difference between testing in Nigeria and also testing at the Olympics.
And the marks that show on this drug issue, they can detect the kind of drug that she takes, laces or testosterone. They can't even figure it out. As I'm talking to you now, the hearing have not yet done. So Cynthia, she's still on suspension. And I don't think that Cynthia love herself right now to be in this kind of situation. So I want people to think, and let me tell you this, we have Coach Tony, Joseph, me, Coach Gift in the camp. All these guys, they are adults. When you look at the doping here in the Olympics, it's different with our doping back home in Nigeria. So the doping back home in Nigeria, the research is not yet out. Here in Olympic, this is the final of everything. Here in Olympic, the doping was taken on Thursday. By Saturday, it got the result before the fight. So that's a difference. The one that he took in the All-African game, clear. The one I think doping, what about doping in Cynthia's house, everything was clean. So we don't know what happened. What I want us to do now is all this talking this, talking that, that's not the issue. But number one, my advice to my federation is that we have to go back home and rebuild our federation and now start with the coaches from the club, from the state, and now to enlighten these people. We don't want to deal with a boxer that over 3 kilos over their weight. 2 kilo over their weight. We want to deal with 1 kilo over their weight. And for Cynthia at this junction, we need to talk to her. I want people to call her, talk to her, make her feel happy. Nobody believed this. I can never believe it that Cynthia will not perform in this competition. It's a clear road to final.
Opportunity to get to the final, but it did not happen for her. A quick one on this one before we wrap up our Team Nigeria's what they will be doing Friday and Saturday. We'll wrap that up later. But Bolu, I mean, the case of Cynthia Ogunshemilore is something that we're still trying to unravel. You listen to Coach Adura just explaining that they're still waiting, for something to happen, but we don't know what's going on. But he still kind of explained to us what's going on after she failed that dope test.
I don't think Coach Adura even knows what he's explaining, just speaking everything here and there. The truth is, as a professional athlete, one of the things you just have to be very cautious about everything. Most of the time when these guys come for you that you feel it, especially the out of company. When you are prepared for tests, it's a different thing. The ones you are not prepared for, those things are worse because you have to be clean 247. It was 2 weeks ago, I think if Austin remembers, when Cynthia was waxing Liverpool about how ready she was for the fight, how she's ready to go for gold. Unfortunately, she was not allowed to compete. But the truth is, you just have to be 101% careful as an athlete because even if it's a slight thing inside a regular drug you use and it gets into your system, you are in trouble. So I hope this is the learning curve for herself and many other athletes. Anything that gets into your system as a professional athlete, you have to be very careful. I don't think there's anything Cynthia can do. If the IOC, the ITA, and even CAS have validated the suspension, I don't think there's any coming back for it.
Yeah, before we look at Team Nigeria's, okay, let's take a look at the events we'll be taking part in, tomorrow. We're still in wrestling, the freestyle. Of course, there's also track and field is also there. And of course, we are also in taekwondo. Starting up with taekwondo round of 16, Elizabeth Ayanacho, she will be competing in the 67 kg round of 16 against Sonjay of China. And then you go to wrestling, the women's freestyle 62 kg in the round of 16. We have Esther Kolawole. She will be competing against Asulu Timbakova. And wrestling men's freestyle 125 kg also in the round of 16. You have Daniel Legeti up against Ashton Mutua of Nigeria. So this is what it looks like for Team Nigeria's Friday's event. So we're still waiting and expectant what will happen. Tobiloba Amuson will be in the semi-final of the 100 meters hurdles for women. Yes, she's still the world record holder in this event. And of course, for the men's 4x400 meters relay heat, Team Nigeria will be competing in heat 2. And hopefully Friday, when we come here, we will get to celebrate. Before we wrap up the Olympics segment, quickly, Bolu, were you surprised by the result of the 200 meters men?
Well, the truth is, what we've seen over the years, it just shows how great athletes like Usain Bolt have been. Usain Bolt won 100 and 200 3 straight times. And for the women, Thompson Hera did it twice. The truth is, it's not every time you see someone win both 100 and 200 meters. No one else remember the 100 meters they even won where it was controversial according to many. But the 200 meters, it just shows it is not child's play. Which brings back what men have been saying about it. You have to be very good and exceptional to win. But I wasn't surprised at all because I knew how he struggled to win the 100 meters. But not winning 200, I wasn't surprised. Winning bronze, I think was good enough for him. The only sad news that came out of it was tested for positive for COVID afterwards. But for him not winning, was I surprised? Definitely not.
That's his favorite surface. All right, we'll wrap up the Olympic segment right here, and we'll go to other sports after this. All right, time to talk about other sports. And football is our focus, obviously. And Nasarawa State government, they're trying as much as possible to do a lot of things to ensure that the sports in that state, is given attention. And that's why they've come up with the Governor's Cup. Austin, I mean, we always see this every time. But sometimes you look at the way they kind of sustain it. How can you sustain, competitions like this? Yes, it's the 2024 Governor's Cup. Is it going to be something that will continue after this administration, or is just during his tenure, after his tenure, is all gone?
Yeah, that's the hope, Cecilia, that it's not just going to be a one-off. That was the same fear I had when the Prosperity Cup was launched in Bayelsa State, and 6 years going now, it's going strong. This is the way to go. But my pain is when government is involved in these things. Most times, just all for propaganda. I just hope that they're applying the right methods, using the right tools, using properly skilled people. Our sports beat is a technical field. The way we've seen things changing now in athletics, in football, you can tell it has gone scientific. What sort of training does the people who are going to handle this competition have? What exposure is out there? It goes beyond just unveiling jerseys, having trophies to display, and then going to kick the ball. But yeah, one would say in the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. This is good for the grassroots. I just hope that it's sustainable and then it actually, meets the objectives, Cecilia.
Yeah. Bolu, before I come to you, let's just quickly listen to the governor talking about this Governor's Cup 2020.
Once more come up with a program that will further unite our dear people of Nasarawa State. Sports is one event that actually brings us together irrespective of our political parties. Sports is one thing that brings excitement into us, brings unity, and also actually brings friendship. Today in Nasarawa State, we are going to come up with an event that will bring out some of the best talents that we have in soccer that may be hiding in Europe. This is one thing that always excites me because we are trying as much as possible to bring talents from within us that are going to be pride of our own state. By the time some of these players go and become who they are, even within Nigeria, then all of us will have participated one way or the other, in supporting them to be who they are and to make our state who we are.
It's all about who we are and also getting those talents there. Abolu, let's wrap up with this one. I mean, you listen to Governor Abdullahi Sule talking about what they intend to do in developing sports in the states.
Well, when he started with sports is one thing that unites, want to bring everyone together irrespective of political. I was waiting to weigh one thing, and later on they spoke about it, that this event is to bring out the talents of the states, wherever they end up becoming at the end, but talent, which is key. And I'm sure when you mentioned the Governor's Cup on Nazareth, Austin started smiling. The truth is, most, if not all of us, love the story of talent. We love the grassroots story. But continuity has always been the major problem in most of the underage games or grassroots. I hope this is something that will be continuous, even if it's for a few years, 10 years or thereabout. Whoever comes out of this will definitely remember this event for long. So I hope it's something that will last forever. And at least I'll be bold enough to tell people I was part of those that heard about it before. So hopefully it's something that lasts longer and it truly, truly defines what it's meant.
Yeah, Bolu, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight.
Yeah, it's also a pleasure.
Austin, we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go. I'm just hoping that tomorrow, when I'm back on the show, there will be good things to say about Team Nigeria. But no pressure on Toby, please. Let's just see how the Olympics is going to end for Team Nigeria. But all the same, let's go Nigeria. That's the show in Paris, Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
And in Lagos here, I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night's rest.